started gangbanging more so around 1990.
Okay.
Really getting involved like that summer.
Were you like, how old were you around that time?
I was 14 when I really started
Okay.
really wanting to be a blood, not fully banging yet, because we had bloods that were real bloods. I
Yeah.
was just wearing burgundy. I went from wearing green to burgundy to red. It was kind of a transition for me, right?
Yeah.
But fully banging, especially like around 90, when I ended up getting shot in my back in the summer of violence of 93.
Mm.
Actually, so that's when I got shot, was July of 93. And then I ended up getting shot again in 1994. And then I went
Damn.
to the penitentiary.
How were you able to bounce back from those situations? Like, and how did they like mold you and teach you to grow, I suppose?
Um,
I know it seems like you kind of grew more a little later with jail and stuff, but I mean, getting shot twice, I'm sure that has to change you somehow,
man,
right? Like,
it made me angry, bro.
yeah.
Like I was really out there. I was a stepper. I was selling drugs and I was in and out of jail getting shot. So I never really had kilos and kilos. The most drugs I ever had was 1 kilo,
Yeah.
and that was a lot for me, right?
Right.
But I was really in the gangs. It really solidified my feelings of hatred and anger towards other people that at that time, we were being pumped into us, were being bred into us.
Mm.
And some of these guys are my best friends now. It's funny, right? But
Yeah.
at the time, man, I didn't know if I was going to live to see 21. I didn't know I was going to survive being shot at, because not only was I getting shot, but I was also getting shot at and just not hit. It was a lot was happening.
Mm.
My car got blown up. My grandmother's house was getting shot up. My mom's house. So we were going through it. It was a war. A war happened in Northeast Denver. And we say that all the time, a real war. And it really took me low, man. I was angry. I was depressed. Who wants to live like that? If you're smart,
Right.
you don't want to live like that. You
Right.
want to be successful. And it did take me going to the penitentiary. And I was angry in prison when I first started going to jail. I was in there fighting and catching things, and people were banging on me, and I was banging on people.
Mm.
That's how anger was my outlet. Violence, and violence is a drug, bro. Violence
Yeah.
is it's a spirit, right?
Right.
Um, I was involved with that. I was still banging. It wasn't until my last day, because I had got out of prison, and then ended up catching another case. And I was looking at the habitual criminal, and I ended up with 7 years, and it was really doing my last stint in prison, where I really just said, you know what, man, I got to be done with all this. Even if I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep banging, I can't be angry
Yeah.
like this. I can't always be angry and sad and depressed. So it was a journey, bro. Getting
Yeah.
shot and getting locked up and busting my fingers on the concrete trying to fight in the walls.
Yeah.
Um, and even when you win a fight, you still lose the fight. I
Yeah.
tell Christabel this, like, even when I win all these fights that I used to have, it was like I got my ass kicked more than them. I see them on the basketball court with a black eye,
Yeah.
and people be like, Terrance won the fight. But I'm laid up in bed with a busted elbow and a
Right.
busted hand. Like, and they're hooping,
So no one wins really. Yeah.
bro. So
Yeah.
it was a long journey, and really my love for Denver. My dad lived in California growing up. He lived in the Bay. He lived in Oakland and San Francisco.
Mm.
So I grew up going to the Bay. Like there's an affinity in my heart towards the Bay.
Right.
When it was time for me to come home, I'm a Denver kid. I'm a
Right.
Colfax baby.
Right.
So my love for Denver, man, really was what got me involved with the gangs. So I love Park Hill, and my love for Park Hill and for Denver as a whole is what got me out of the gangs too. The same love I had getting in it is the same love I had to get out of it.
Okay.